Don Sowell, Sowell, first name Don, common spelling, Sheriff of Grimes County.
So, Sheriff, just to set everything up, can you go over what exactly happened in your report yesterday?
Sure. Yesterday afternoon, we got a call at 1:52 p.m. about a possible lost young 3-year-old male, and we all responded. The boy came home with his mom and grandma, and they were out shopping, and they were unloading some coolers where they've been selling food in Magnolia and Plantersville, and which they do every day, and they live in a fenced-in area. The boy's 3 years old, had a lime green shirt on with Mickey Mouse tennis shoes, and they were unloading, watching him, and for a brief moment or two, he started chasing this little puppy dog that he's familiar with. From in their house, he went to the east, to the left, then went to the south, to the right, and the dog went. A little bit later, the dog came back, but the boy didn't. So the family and the people here, neighbors, they started looking, and that's when about 20 minutes later they called us. We responded with the canine dogs from TDCJ, the sniffing dogs, and did a ground search. And throughout the evening, throughout night, we just continued the searches. We had a couple of bodies of water, small stock tanks. We checked those out. So far, none of that produced anything, thank goodness. But we did check them out thoroughly. We've had drones, we've had volunteers from all over, the dog search teams from different volunteer groups and agencies. So we're now going back to square one to think about if we missed anything. We canvassed the neighborhood yesterday 3 times, 4 times. A few people had cameras on the front of the houses. We checked all those out. Everything's fitting in place, but we have not found the boy, and that's just the facts of it at this point. We've been searching throughout the night with described as different teams, 6 to 8 man or volunteer teams, and each one had a police officer with them with their radio phone. They had their own grid area, so we've been nobody cross over each other, if you will. So, and now we're back here to start over again. We have no information of any form, fashion, or shape at this point that there's any foul play involved. However, it's not been ruled out. We've been investigators working on that angle while the folks here on the ground do their thing is searching. So that's about what I know at this point. I wish I could give you more. If I get it, I'll be sure to get your number. I'll call you or stand by here. If any questions I may answer that I haven't covered already, let me know.
Sure. Can you give us a better sense of what the terrain is like here?
I'm sorry?
Can you give us a better sense of what the terrain is?
Oh, the terrain. It's a subdivision, probably about 25-year-old established little subdivision, a variety of houses in here. Most of them are approximately 5-acre tracts. Most everybody knows everybody pretty much. It's rural, but they kind of have their own little community. Some of them seen the little boy out there playing. One of them said he seen him out in the street one time playing, and told the mom, but mostly he stays in the yard. They know of each other, everybody, and it's just kind of a little basic little community. And they've been helping. All the neighbors have been helping ever since it started. So
we've seen a lot of volunteers.
Yes, ma'am.
Going throughout the night. Approximately how many would you say were out?
Oh Lord, I'd say between yesterday, last night, and a new team coming in now, we probably had in excess of 150 or more. That's not counting the DPS helicopter, the Yachts helicopters, the drones and the drone teams, and the specialty search volunteer groups have just, I'd say 150 easy. We sent a lot of them home so they could recharge their batteries. My deputies, troopers, game wardens, we sent them home. A lot of them are coming back later. Kind of do it. So we're staying here till we find the young man.
We've kind can't imagine it
yeah.
any worse.
Yeah. Well, we all have families. We all know a 3-year-old, so they can be a little rambunctious and they can move in the blink of an eye, if you will. And but we're going to find a young man, so we'll stay there till that happens.
Was there any kind of domestic problem that?
No, sir. I'll stand corrected, but to my knowledge, to our knowledge, no, there's no domestic issues. The biological father lives in Mexico. The stepfather lives here. He was at work. The grandma, mother-in-law, the mother and her mother coming back with the boy from their little deployment of selling food. There's nothing that we've had a coordinated effort of my deputies, FBI has come out to volunteer their help, out of the Bryan office, and DPS, Texas Game Wardens, everybody. We tanked it till we almost can't think anymore. So we're taking a break and rethinking what did we miss. The factors like your question. We've had a lot of people here. Thank goodness for cameras. Thank goodness for cameras. A lot of people have cameras in their yards. We pulled them and checked all that, and we coordinated that to be back up the story as we speak. Now, things change. I'll let you guys know.
Now, and the family, are they taking part in the search, or?
They have basically stayed on site per our request to let us do this and to keep them intact for additional information. Just like, for example, yesterday we had a second team of TDCJ canine where he had one scent object. The next dog went out with the pillowcase and the blanket from the night before. So we kind of keep them there for questioning, get more information. Language barrier is a part of it, so we have our bilingual officer there to help keep any questions. We have factual answers. Any questions they have, we get factual. So that's kind of want to keep them in one isolated place.
So what will the focus of the search be now
Ma'am?
this morning? What is the focus of the search now this morning?
It's just shift change, recharge batteries of the ones that been out there all yesterday and last night. Another team, as you saw, we've been reconning, giving information. Another team setting up logistics for food, water. We're staying in the duration until we find some kind of solution. And
Can I just ask,
Yes,
for
ma'am.
anyone who doesn't know what a search looks like once they get into the wooded area, what is that like? I know we have the dogs, but are they calling his name? Are they looking under things? What is it?
They are the dogs, a different variety of dogs, as you know. They different specialties, if you will. And the little boy speaks Spanish, but he understands. 3 years old. He speaks Spanish, but he understands his name in English. But that's the cultural issue of. That's why we want to keep them isolated. So if there's anything they can offer up, but he does understand English, name and a few little words, but they've taught him mostly at home Spanish. So we're kind of keeping that in mind, so all the searchers know that. That's basically all I have at this point. Any other questions you can think of? Or? Yes, sir.
Where the young man had chased the dog into the wooded area, there's no specific trail or anything like that.
No.
It's just dense wood, correct?
It's dense woods till the next little house is carved into the wood. Everything, as you see, is kind of, they got their own little space and 5 acre-ish tract. Now, did he go in the woods? We presume maybe. Did he go down towards the 2 water bodies tanks I was telling you about? We don't know. We've searched them. We've had the dive teams out last night until they concluded they didn't think so. But with all the due diligence of every area we could find, to drones, the helicopters, there's been, and then in the woods, as you see, a lot of it's just like what you see behind you. No outcries of a 3-year-old being hungry after 2 hours, okay, I don't care what language they speak. They're hungry, they're thirsty, they will cry out. We have not heard that, to be quite frank about it. Throughout the night, when the teams were searching throughout the night in their different grid assignments, they were all well aware of what I just told you. So he's hungry, scared, nighttime. We had flashlights, had their helmet lights on, and no outcry that we know of, that anybody heard. That's what's heartbreaking. That's what's just heartbreaking. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What kind of wildlife dangers are in this area that people would have to watch out for?
Well, you're living in the country. You got deer that come through here. You got coyotes. You got timber rattlers, water moccasins, and I hope that we had enough boots on the ground. We scared them off with all the manpower and all that. So, and I say that in jest, but heartfelt hope that no animal, if he did get sick, sleep, whatever, do anything. So we had enough people out there that maybe they all scared off and found a solitude somewhere else, further in the woods, And I'm talking about the coyotes and things like that, snakes too. But, you're looking at a 3-year-old that's not 3 feet tall, and they can be rather fast. They can be, but it's heartbreaking. Nobody's heard any outcry of the hungry, scared, the daytime transitions to night. So. Any other
Are
questions?
there any registered sex offenders in the area?
2. They were immediately checked out. My sex offender registration officer is on site from yesterday, and 2 and they were checked out immediately, fastly, real fast, and monitored as we speak. But